It's real breakfast hours. Eat breakfast if you up. Today's breakfast is... We actually went to IHOP.
Yeah, it was really good. I had 3 buttermilk pancakes with chocolate chips and some home fries, although I wasn't able to eat all my pancakes because they're pretty filling.
I had 4 double chocolate pancakes and some sausage links, which I don't think are actually in the picture there.
Welcome back
to real breakfast hours. I would hold up the sign, but
here, give it to me.
I have a guest this time around. There you go. Hopefully he doesn't fight too much. But, bang. Round 20.
Woo.
Like fighters, they have the girls in between rounds. They come in, they hold these up. See that, Mr. Can you count? How many is that?
He doesn't know how to read.
He's thinking about it. Maybe in a few minutes he'll let us know. But we are back. We are out here. We've got the cat. We're wearing pink.
Barbie movie.
We saw the Barbie movie, which I'm sure we'll talk about.
Yes. You got any breakfast to...
I do have at least one. Let me double check. Obviously, we had our own breakfast this morning, which was quite good. We were going to make pancakes at the house, but then we realized we didn't have any syrup. So we went to IHOP instead.
Mr. I guess we were polite and at least stick around to hear about the breakfast.
Yes. So we went to IHOP this morning. It was pretty good. We talked about that for our little intro there. And I believe the only breakfast that I had submitted from my friends was Jugs submitting the lunch he made for his kids because they refused to eat breakfast that day, allegedly. So he made them a couple of sandwiches, some chips, and what is that, some pineapple or something in there?
Yeah, it looks like pineapple.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty good lunch. Jugs' kids seem to eat reasonably well, which is nice.
Like I said, I'm always jealous. So.
He,
Continue. It's just the cat hair's on you.
Oh, yeah. The cat seems to have made it his goal to get as much hair on my nice pink shirt as possible. Regardless. Yes, we're wearing pink. Why is that?
For the Barbie movie, which we went to see last night.
Yes, we did. Want to talk about our week? What have we been doing since the last episode?
Not much. It's just been a few days.
Yeah.
We uploaded Wednesday morning, and I don't have any exciting news from the past few days, really, so I'm ready to just talk about Barbie and then get on with it.
Yeah, okay, so I guess we didn't really do too much. And then on Friday, what did we do?
Well, I got home from school, which took forever, because the highway has had, construction, not at my exit, but, after my exit, and for some reason, that people just can't handle that, so there's always, it starts to get really, people stopping, and then you're just in the dead traffic for a hot second, and I'm, so close to my exit, but I can't get to my exit, so I have to sit there for 5 minutes, so that was, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe, I was experiencing that. Or probably Wednesday, Thursday. So Friday, maybe I'll try a different way to get home. And I tried a different way, and it was even worse, if anything. There was one part which had no business being so, locked in traffic. And isn't it always just that you get to one random area and it has that traffic, and then it just, disappears?
Yes. Oh, hey, look at that. As we're filming... Crollo just submitted his breakfast.
Oh, he's
a little late, Crollo. It is 4:30 p.m. on a Saturday right now. No, we don't always film right after breakfast. But it's a little late to be submitting yours. Just gotta put that out there. However, you did actually make it. You did make it to the cutoff. Good old banana with a cinnamon roll, he said, and I think that's the milk he's got there in that mug. Thank you, Crollo.
Nice little breakfast.
We appreciate your continued support. And that's sorry to cut you off with, I guess Crollo cut you off, but I'm going to chalk that up right there. Boom, boom. Pulling ahead again.
Once again.
It feels good.
Yeah, whatever. So this week, so yesterday, I got home, we went to the gym, then we had to, take showers and get ready and stuff for the Barbie movie, which meant, make sure my hair was okay.
And our showing was at 10 p.m.
Right. And, putting on makeup and my dress, my outfit. It was, a long process. I should have It would have been better if we just didn't have to go to the gym, because then I would have had more time to actually do what I wanted to do, because I was also trying to put on these fake nails, and it just, things did not work out in my favor. Like, everything takes too long, so I didn't have enough time to do everything that I wanted to. But we were going to go to one restaurant. We left, and it was close to 8:30, and it was, the restaurant we were going to closed at 9, so we didn't go there. And then we were like, okay, where do we want to go? We had to figure out while we were in the car, and we decided to go to Applebee's, because at least they have, like, fun drinks, because I wanted to get a fun drink while we were out. And so we went to the Applebee's, which I was nervous about, because if you've been to Applebee's, you probably know they usually have pretty slow service. We got our drink, we ordered our drinks. It was, like, a pretty long wait there, but we were able to sit at the bar.
Also, the woman who was working at the bar was definitely complaining to some of the other patrons about something. From what I heard from the woman speaking, she sounded quite irritated. I think she was saying that she was probably apologizing to this other couple for how long it was taking to get their food. And she made mention that she goes back there and, like, speaks and people don't understand her. So I think she was basically saying that they have, like, people who don't speak English working in the kitchen or something. And that was, like, the communication barrier was making food take longer than normal.
Something was going on that they did not understand her. So yeah, she was not happy. She was apologizing to the other people. And we got our drink orders in, and we did order food, but we got our drinks first because it was the bartender. And, you know, you usually get your drinks first anyways. But we, like, had taken 2 sips of our things, and I'm trying to put my fake nails on at this Applebee's because I didn't have time to before we left. And then the fire alarm went off.
Yeah. And I heard who I can only assume was the woman working at the bar scream and curse as soon as the fire alarm went off. I think she was behind in the kitchen trying to get food, and she's just like, damn it, as soon as the fire alarm went off. And then she comes out, she's like, everybody exit the building. And then we kind of just looked at each other for a second. Both of our drinks completely full. We've had them for like a minute. And then keep in mind, it's pouring rain. So we had to walk out of the Applebee's into the pouring rain. In the pouring rain! And we got in the car, and I said, let's go get McDonald's. So we just left the Applebee's, and while we're in the McDonald's drive-thru, she's like visibly unnerved. And I'm like, what is wrong? And she's like, I feel bad that we didn't pay for our drinks. And we're both like a little hangry at this point. I'm like, we do not have to pay for the drinks that they just kicked us out of the building before we could even finish.
I just felt guilty.
Yes, and she's literally like Googling if it's illegal.
Well, because here's my thing, right? I was like, sometimes, I didn't know if like the alarm going off, like sometimes alarms go off like over nothing. So like if it had just been like smoke or something, or just like something was like burning a little bit, but there wasn't like fire, like then reasonably, you know, the firefighters would get there to give the all clear.
Yeah, we did see the fire truck go by while we were in the line. Like, oh, I know where that's going.
Yeah, and like they give the all clear, and then like they would be good to keep going. You know what I mean? Like it might not have been a huge thing. I didn't know what the situation was. So if that was the case, and they ended up keeping serving, then I would feel guilty that like, you know, and I kind of wanted my drink, but also like mostly I was just like, I would feel guilty if they continued to serve and we just like ditch basically.
Whereas from my perspective, I'm thinking if you're at a restaurant and they mess up your order, or they take too long to bring, like an excessive amount of time to bring it to you, or you know, the waitress drops it on you or something, I don't know. Like they'll take stuff off your bill. You don't have to pay for the food sometimes when some wacky thing occurs. So I'm thinking, I order a drink gets to my table. I take one sip of the drink, and they kick me out of the building into the pouring rain and tell me to come back in half an hour. I'm not paying for that drink. But we decided, okay, well, we want another drink anyway, so why don't we go back after we eat our McDonald's. So we sit in the car, we eat the McDonald's. And we drive back, and we sit outside in the car for a little bit before the fire alarm eventually goes off, or it turns off, and all the workers go back inside, and it's not raining anymore at this point. As I tell her, you know, I'll go check to see if we can go back inside. We get there, we go back in, or try to go back in, and one of the women workers comes out and tells us that they're closing for the night. and they apologized for the inconvenience, and that anything that was being charged would be refunded. And I was like, told you.
Which, yeah, I mean, looking back on it, you're right, but I don't know. My fear in my head, and we know I'm clinical, okay? Like, I have anxiety, okay? But I was worried that, like, what if we don't go back, and then they're like, wow, we poured this alcohol, and then they, like, just didn't come back. And then they definitely, like, they had our IDs, and, like, they had looked at them, and, like, there's cameras and stuff. So what if they just decide that the next time we try and go back, they'd be like, oh, you didn't pay for your drinks last time. You didn't come back and pay for them, so we're not going to let you in.
And I was thinking, well, then I'll just pay for it then. You know, like, okay, here's a $20 bill. You know, feed me. And the morally best thing to do was go back and see if we needed to pay for our drink. That's correct. That's just factual, right? We ordered something. Somebody served us something. Ideally, we would pay for it, right? And I was also thinking, well, maybe we can just go back, tell them, hey, you know, you guys served us our drinks. We didn't get to drink them. If you pour us another one, we'll be happy to pay for them, right? They just didn't do that. But I also, like, knew that they weren't going to need us to pay for it. So, like, you were definitely morally right in the sense that we should go back and try to pay for those drinks. But just, like, in a practical sense, I knew they weren't going to care.
I also felt bad because I'm like, a lot of, well, obviously those people who, like, waitresses and bartenders and stuff, like, mostly make their money off tips, which you don't get till, like, the end. So then, poor girl, like, was working and dealing with that stuff. She was already having a bad day. I was already having a bad day. Now no one's going to come back and pay for that stuff, so she's not going to get any tips off of it. So she probably put up with a bunch of bullcrap and, like, all the fire alarm stuff, and now didn't make any tips for the rest of the night either. That's tough.
Yep, so the first thing that went wrong that night was it was raining. Pouring, in fact. Thunder and lightning. There was actually quite a bit of lightning. Second thing that went wrong, we got out of the house too late to go eat our first choice of restaurant, which it's a Friday night. They serve alcohol. I don't know why they're closing at 9 p.m.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird. I don't know. The third thing that went wrong, fire alarm at the Applebee's. Thanks.
Yeah. So then we were like, God, please don't let anything happen to the Barbie movie.
Yeah, so now it's 10. We're pulling up to the Barbie movie.
Wow. The movie started at 10.
The movie started at 10:10.
Yeah, but we got there at like 9:30, 9:40.
Right. But regardless, get our snacks. Actually, there was a lot of people wearing pink. There was a lot of people not wearing pink, which was surprising.
Yeah, I'm like, if you're at the Barbie movie, why aren't you wearing pink right now?
So true.
That was embarrassing.
Very embarrassing. Where's your Kenergy?
They didn't have it.
No Kenergy. There was a group of girls who, like, had cowboy hats and pink outfits and stuff, and we complimented their outfits, and they complimented ours, and one of them looked at me and said, so you're going to see Oppenheimer, right? Like, looking at my pink outfit. And I said, yeah, I'll see you there, and everybody laughed, and it was funny. When we got into the theater, first of all, it was pretty packed. Like, there was, I don't want to say sold out, but it was
nearly
full. It was full.
Yeah. I think the only spots that weren't really full were probably weird ones where, like, oh, someone bought tickets, like, one seat over from you. Yeah. Like, there was a empty seat next to me because the group of people, like...
Was one seat over.
Yeah, they were one seat over because obviously, like, it's kind of awkward to buy a seat right next to someone. But then you're like,
Yeah. It was so full, in fact, and so popular, in fact, and people are so dumb, in fact, that about 5 minutes into the movie, like
it was literally like a minute in.
Yeah, like the opening credits were still playing. I can hear...
Well, it was like during the
opening narration.
Yeah.
So the movie's literally just beginning. So people, at least this family, is still trying to come get their seats. They had popcorn. I'm sure there was a line.
Which, by the way, like...
Get there sooner.
Get there sooner. Like, you're going to a movie on the day it comes out. But even if it wasn't the day it comes out, why are you showing up to a movie past the time you know it starts? Plus, that's, like, so embarrassing for you because usually they start even later than the start time because they're playing the, like, previews. So I don't know what you were doing. And it's a 10 o'clock show, so, like, what were you doing before this?
Yeah.
That's embarrassing for
Probably
you.
waiting at an Applebee's.
Well, we still made it on time. So.
Because the Applebee's almost caught on fire. Regardless... this dad, you could tell he's irritated just from the tone of his voice. He's trying to keep it calm and not be too loud, but
he was.
But he was being a little loud. However, I completely understand why he was irritated, because there was a group of girls sitting in his seat, and I assume it was like the father, and he probably had a daughter or something that he was bringing, and there was like 3 girls sitting in his seats. And I heard one of them was like, "Oh, well, we thought these were ours." He was like, "Well, you should have figured it out sooner. Please move."
Yeah.
And then they were taking their sweet time getting up. And he's like, "Thank you. Sorry to be a pain. Please move." Like, get out of my seat. I paid for these. Move.
Yeah. So there's just a lot of nonsense sometimes. It's like, 1, why'd you show up to the movie that late? That's stupid.
Yep.
2, why are you in someone else's seats? And what do you mean you thought they were?
What are you, too dumb to read seats?
First of all, each row literally has like a piece of paper on the side of the row that says what letter it is, because they're like H1 through 20 or whatever, right?
It's really hard to mess up.
And then the tables on the seats say the number. So like, oh, this is I, and this seat is 20. Oh, I'm in H40. I guess this isn't my seat. What goes through your head? And the same thing happened, though, that some other people, like, that were in the back row were like, oh, we thought, like, I think that happened, but it was before the movie started, so it wasn't as bad.
It wasn't, yeah.
But we heard some people that, like, had to get up, and they were like, oh, we thought these were our seats. And then they're like, we must be sitting at the very front. I'm like, literally, what is up with these people not reading their tickets? Like, I understand when you buy the tickets, it, like, shows. But even then, I'm like, what do you mean? It literally shows screen. Like, there'll usually be a thing that says screen and then all the seats. So, like, what do you mean you thought you were in the back row? If you bought seats that were next to the screen, why would you think you were at the back row?
Illiterate, I don't know. One other thing that went wrong that night is when we were home from the gym trying to get ready to go out to eat, I stubbed the hell out of my toe. Like, bad. Like, yelling like Tom and Jerry. I mean, I didn't because, keep it under control. But she was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I was like, "No, but you can take a shower. I'm going to go sit down." And then, like, pretty silently, I'm just like... And my toe is very bruised right now because I then immediately proceeded to put it in shoes and then go out for the night. And then this morning when we woke up, we went out to breakfast. So it hasn't really had a ton of time to breathe. And it does not look good right now. It's not, I don't think it's broken. It doesn't really hurt, but it's like pretty bruised.
I feel like
it's like half my toe is like purple right now.
It's a little concerning.
Swollen.
I think there's a chance it might be broken, but we're holding off because he just could be bruised, but we're gonna wait and see how it develops, because if it's still really bruised in a few days, then we're gonna go, I don't know, urgent care or something.
I don't know. Do we need to go to the urgent care if it's been a few days?
If it still, like, looks bad, or, like, if it gets worse. Yes.
Yeah. And I have a business trip coming up on Monday afternoon. I gotta get in a plane.
Oh.
And I'm gonna be working on my feet all day on Tuesday. I'm gonna fly home on Wednesday.
It's not gonna be good.
So,
So hopefully it's not broken.
Hopefully it's not broken.
We'll see. But Barbie movie was really good. It was hilarious. Like, I feel like I have not laughed that much at a movie in a while, you know?
Yeah, it was very good. I've heard some people have complaints about it. Probably my biggest complaint is that I think it takes itself too seriously in some areas or some scenes. Like, most of the movie is just funny, and I don't know how to describe it other than it's funny and it doesn't take itself seriously, except for a couple of parts where it does. But, like, that's really it.
Yeah. And, like, there's parts, like, I didn't like that, she doesn't love Ken. I'm like, what the heck? This is my Ken. How am I supposed to get behind this movie and want to dress up as Ken and Barbie if she doesn't even love Ken?
Yeah, they're not even in love. He's madly in love with her.
Yeah.
She don't care.
And then, yeah, some of the, like, serious parts was, like, a little bit too much. But, like, I think some of the parts that you thought were too much, I actually didn't mind. Like, just towards the end, I feel like the ending was not an ending that made me particularly happy, just because, like, I just wanted to keep having fun in Barbie Land, but, That's fine. It was still good. It was like, and none of it took away from like the funniness of the movie, and it was like there was good messages, and I really liked it. And as I've been saying, cultural reset. I think the world will change because of Barbie, and I thought it was fun.
I really liked the movie. I thought it was hilarious. There was like
It's better to be our Halloween costume.
there was one grown man somewhere in the theater who every once in a while would just like, just like real loud, just like you could tell he was really enjoying the movie. I was enjoying the movie too. There was a part that I won't get into too much. Let's just say Ken stole the show a few times. There's some very serious Kenergy.
Kenergy was so
off the
good.
charts.
Yeah, no, it was great. That was the other thing. I was like, cause it's been a while since I've been in a movie theater that was that packed, and I mean a while. Like,
Movie theaters.
I literally can't remember the last time before. Like, I feel like when I went to see like the last Harry Potter movie, it was full. You know what I mean?
We went to see Endgame and it was packed.
Okay, so I guess Endgame was the most recent one that was packed.
That was before COVID, so movies haven't been the same since COVID.
But even like then, like there haven't been that many packed movies. I feel like, I mean a few, but like just for like really big ones, you know, on like premiere nights. But this one was so good, and it's just fun when the movie theater is popping, because like when other people are laughing, you laugh a little bit more.
The Mario movie was pretty full.
Yeah, but that was like kids, so it was like different.
Doesn't matter. It's not different.
It's not the same vibes as like a bunch of adults laughing over.
Don't take your children to see the Barbie movie. It is rated PG-13 for a reason.
I mean, it's not like there's any like nudity or anything.
No, but they're vulgar.
There's like, it's like maybe not the great. It depends on their age, you know. Like yeah, probably if they're 13, they can go.
Well, it's PG-13, so it's
maybe
it is,
middle school.
It is rated correctly.
Yeah.
Do not take your 8-year-old to the Barbie movie unless you're ready to answer some questions.
Yeah.
So, you know. It was really fun. There was one part of the movie where Ken is doing his thing, and I, like, leaned over to whisper something to her to make a joke about it, and I had to stop because I was laughing.
I was like, hey, so hard. And I was like, oh my god. I could tell he was
I couldn't
himself.
even make the joke because I was laughing. So, and there was laughing at a movie and laughing with the movie. I was laughing with the movie right there. It was good.
No, it was very funny.
And anybody who says that the movie is like too preachy or something is definitely going into it with, or rather, taking the wrong things out of it. Like, it might have some messaging, but if you're like, the movie, as I said, doesn't take itself super seriously. So if you're taking it really seriously, that's more of a reflection on you than the movie.
Which, of course it is, because it's all the people who get mad at, like, every little thing that they're like, oh, this is too feminist, or this is too LGBT, whatever. It's like all the homophobes and the sexist people. Yeah, you know what? Of course you didn't enjoy it, because you're just literally no fun and you hate goodness and happiness. So have fun being a miserable person. I'll be watching the Barbie movie on repeat.
Except for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, I don't wanna. I just wanna stay in Barbie Land, TBH. Mm-hmm. I'm taking the high heel.
The high heel. Yeah, take the high heel. Not the, what is it, a Birkenstock or something?
Yeah, it was a Birkenstock. Now, I think we're ready to get moving, right?
Yes, we've got another thing that we wanted to do. We've mentioned this before on the channel. If you're a longtime fan of Real Breakfast Hours, you'll know that we've discussed doing a tier list of mostly animated breakfasts from fictional material. And today we brainstormed a few. We asked our friends, and we made ourselves a little tier list here that we're going to assemble together.
Yeah. So we've got a few different breakfasts here, and they're mostly animated, a few live action, but we figured we'd try and keep it just animated because we thought like there's definitely more live action ones that we could potentially do a whole live action breakfast video.
But some of these live action ones just had to be included for
They're just too iconic. So
we pad out the list a little bit, and we're not gonna we'll say them as they come. Do you want to rename some of these tiers?
Well, when we see ones that we think deserve its own thing, right? So, okay, so first, it looks like we have excellent one.
That's the I'm Excellent challenge. I believe it's like a 12-egg omelet with biscuits and gravy, and I believe Mordecai had like 45 minutes to eat it all to win a hat. And when he started succeeding, the bodyguards started coming out to try to attack him to prevent him from finishing it, like a Monty Python skit. It was a whole thing. But honestly, a 12-egg omelet sounds excellent, excellent even.
It's a lot.
It's more food than any one person needs. However, it does sound delicious. So I feel like that's an A tier for me.
A tier. What else is in it? You said.
I don't know. We'd have to look it up.
see.
We'd have to look up. I can look it up on my phone if you just
Okay.
want to keep the tier list up.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm excellent.
Usually the like wikis have the ingredients for it.
You can get the
Oh
so
my God.
the reason he's eating it is because Rigby, his best friend, wanted the reward, which is a trucker hat that says "I'm excellent" on it. Rigby forgot to mention that he's allergic to eggs, so he took a couple of bites and then like keeled over and almost died. So then Mordecai had to finish it for him. Let's see. The excellent dish is made up of, oh, it just moved, 12 eggs with mushrooms and peppers before being topped with 4 cups of chili, 2 cups of American cheese, 2 biscuits on the side, and a 5-pound bowl of fruit consisting of cantaloupe, watermelon, and honeydew.
I don't know.
That sounds awesome.
No, I would not eat that. That's like a D tier for me.
What do you mean?
Well, C tier maybe.
That sounds...
I don't like mushrooms. I don't really usually like the biscuits they serve. And those are like the most mid fruits that you can have.
Hear what I put up with on a daily basis.
Oh, so you're a cantaloupe and honeydew fan?
Not necessarily.
That's
they're
what I
fine.
thought. That's why I said they're mid, bro.
Okay, you said C tier for mid? What's wrong with you? This... I would order this. It's too big for one person, right? But if it was like a 3-egg omelet and then just like smaller portions of all the rest of this, that's an A tier.
Also, I don't like chili.
She's just like, well, I don't like any of those things. But yeah, I do. So A tier.
What about
You're not even an omelet
What about
fan.
B tier? I like omelets. Cheese omelets. What about B tier?
You wound me. Should we not give it bonus points for its size?
Well, this... I guess... I don't know. B is... I feel like B is pretty good for this.
I'm distraught.
Okay, do you want me to put in A?
Yeah, I said that a few times.
Wait. Here you go. I'll give you an A minus tier.
We could maybe rename some of these tiers.
Yeah.
I feel like A tier is probably like perfect breakfast. I don't know, and then S tier is for the really special stuff.
Perfect breakfast.
And then A minus is
It's like
pretty good.
pretty good.
B is mid.
Bro, how is B mid? Like, I feel like C is mid.
We only have a D tier. Like F would be not eating breakfast.
Well, I'll literally add an F tier. But we haven't even put things in yet, okay? Now this is the next one is the Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, it's a ton of pancakes. It looks like...
Oh yeah, see they have an omelet.
It is, as you might expect, a ton of pancakes, an omelet, some toast, and some grape jelly. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff in the background there. It looks like gravy and who knows what else. But that looks really good too.
It looks good, but I'm just gonna say that's not enough syrup for me.
Those pancakes are probably dry as heck.
Yeah, that's gonna bring it down, to be
I
honest.
definitely below the omelet for me.
That's B tier. That's
Decent.
That's like missing something.
Okay.
For me, that's missing something.
Okay.
Okay, the next one is the one. This one, the wiki does say the recipe. That's why I need you to look it up.
Yes, it's
like
from
all-in-one.
Horrid Henry, All-in-One Breakfast.
Now, let me know if you've ever heard of this TV show, because I've literally never heard of this show in my life.
Me either, but when we were looking up cartoon breakfast, this one came up and it was too barbaric to not include.
There it is.
It is tea, eggs, toast, cereal, milk, and jam.
Oh,
That's disgusting.
yeah. No, see, that is...
Food crime.
Food crime? Okay, food crimes. I was gonna say I'm skipping breakfast, but that's fine.
Maybe D tier could be rather starve. And then, like, cause there's, oh, I'm not gonna eat that, and then there's That's a food.
Yeah. Okay.
C, and then C can be it's I. You could do mid TBH.
Mid TV.
Yes. Okay, what do we got next? We got bacon pancakes from Adventure Time.
I mean, we don't really need to look that one up. We know what bacon pancakes is.
Yes, but it's literally just pancakes with
With
bacon in it. I don't think there's anything extra special going on there.
As he said, making pancakes, making bacon pancakes. I take some bacon and I put it in a pancake.
Bacon pancakes.
You
Bum,
literally
bum, bum.
skipped the last verse of that. That's so embarrassing for you.
Well, they're just gonna have to roast me in the comments, I guess. And then it is their right to do so. How do you feel about the bacon pancakes?
I feel pretty good about the bacon pancakes.
Yeah. I don't know if I would ever make them, but
It is a little bit weird, but you know what? Well, obviously pancakes are good with maple syrup, and you know what else is? Bacon is actually good if you dip it in maple
and
syrup.
they sell like the maple bacon.
So I feel like, for me, I would even put this over the Mordecai and Rigby one. I would put this in pretty good above that.
You can do that. That's fine with me. The next one is this is gonna be a hard one. It is the Elf breakfast that
Yes.
Buddy the Elf makes in the Will Ferrell Christmas classic Elf. And I definitely need to look up what he puts in this one because it's
a lot.
disgusting.
And disgusting.
It is spaghetti
With tomato
with a little
sauce.
tomato sauce on the top, and then he pours maple syrup on it, marshmallows, M&Ms, candy corn, sprinkles, chocolate syrup, jelly beans, and then he takes a bite and goes, "I know what this needs," and then he crushes up some of the chocolate Pop-Tarts.
I think that's food crimes, to be honest.
I don't know if it's that bad because it is candy, so there might be something redeemable there.
But like,
I'd put that one in I'd
mixed
rather
with
starve.
the other stuff?
I feel like it's an I'd rather starve than a food crime.
Yeah. If this is not a food crime, I don't know what it is, but
That
I
other-
guess I'll give it to you.
The other mess on there, I mean, I feel like I'd rather have less things than food crimes. That other thing, do you know how soggy that cereal monstrosity would be?
Whatever.
Although I guess we could put it in food crimes given what we're about to look at next. It is the very sad poverty breakfast that Naruto has. I've never really watched Naruto. I don't know how many of our fans have, but what you need to know for this is that his parents died when he was young, and he was like a pariah from his village, so like nobody would take care of him. So Naruto basically grew up really, really poor, borderline homeless, and he would eat like toast and ramen noodles every day for breakfast, and so he wouldn't starve.
That's, I mean, that's not even that bad, it's just sad.
We gotta put that one in mid TBH, because I wouldn't rather starve than eat ramen noodles for breakfast, but that's
That'd just be
definitely
sad.
an L.
Yeah. Alright. The next one is Winnie the Pooh's honey. Now, this is technically, I'm pretty sure he just eats this for every meal, but I just have such memories of him sticking his hand in a little honey pot, and it looks so good.
And
you
I
know?
feel like I watched a lot of Winnie the Pooh in the morning.
Yeah, so I feel like it just is breakfast. I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, it's every meal, but to me, could be a breakfast. I mean, if you were gonna have honey as your meal at any time, I guess with breakfast, because you have it with like tea and
Oh, and you
stuff.
could put it in your tea. Where would you put Winnie the Pooh's honey?
I mean, probably missing something.
I agree. I feel like it's a more of a breakfast food than ramen noodles. Oh, but definitely missing quite a few things.
Quite a few things, but it looked good when he was eating it, you know. So
Yeah.
I'm like, realistically, would it be a good breakfast? No, but it could be if you added something. So I think missing something is good. The next one is the omelet that Remy makes in Ratatouille.
Yes, nothing fancy, just a good old-fashioned, normal omelet. It's not, I'm excellent, it's not some 12-egg beast. It's not bacon pancakes and not making anything unique. It's just a good old-fashioned omelet, and I love those. That one might be a perfect breakfast for
Perfect
me.
breakfast.
Yeah.
I could see that because it's not
It's-
a weird breakfast.
Right, it's picturesque.
It's just a good looking omelet.
And I bet you it tasted excellent.
Yeah. But not excellent.
Not excellent. Distinctly different. The next one, these are actually, if you've seen The Incredibles 2, when they're eating breakfast, Dash is eating sugar bombs, which is a made-up cereal, which coincidentally are also featured in the Fallout games. Make what you will about that. But I imagine they're just some ridiculous sugar-filled cereal. Perfectly normal breakfast.
It's just pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. There's not really a whole lot to say about that. Made up breakfast.
I actually put it under the Mordecai thing.
Yeah, the Mordecai one is way more fun than whatever sugary crap Dash is eating.
Yeah. Okay, next we've got... Okay, now this is going to be a little bit tricky, but this is the breakfast from Princess and the Pauper, Barbie, Princess and the Pauper, okay? You might want to look this up just to see a picture of it.
Okay,
This is like that
Princess
served breakfast in bed princess life, okay? So, click on that. It's a Reddit post, but... So, as we can see, there's like the eggs, right? That they serve in the little cup. Well, what are the ones that they serve in the cup? Is it... I don't know how they are cooked when they're served in a cup like that.
I think they're hard boiled.
Okay, hard-boiled eggs.
Apples.
Apples, some strawberries, probably I assume like honeydew or something. I don't know if these are turnovers or crepes or something, but some kind of like pastry. Butter on the side. There's some cinnamon rolls. I assume that probably just has like
porridge or something.
or
Maybe
butter
grits.
or something. Yeah. And I think that's probably just like tea maybe or something. I don't know. It's a good looking breakfast.
It's definitely. Yeah,
I think that's a perfect breakfast.
It is missing meat.
It's got the eggs though, at least.
Where?
The eggs, the hard-boiled eggs.
Hard-boiled eggs.
To me, I'm putting it in perfect breakfast.
I guess that's okay. Under the omelet.
Under omelet?
Under the omelet.
I would put it over omelet. But
I would rather have a good omelet than what's on display here. I feel like there's a lot of bread and fruit here, and whereas for me, the like main substance of the meal would be like an egg or a meat, and this is lacking that.
I don't agree, but that's okay.
That's okay. It can still go in perfect breakfast. I just think of below the omelet. That's all.
Okay, the next one is a very common anime trope. The kind of breakfast where your mom made a huge breakfast, but you just ran out with a piece of toast in your mouth.
And I think that's a food crime. I think almost exclusively this occurs when, as you said, somebody's running late. There is food. More often than not, somebody's mom cooked this delicious spread, and everybody's seen the memes and the like Malcolm in the Middle episodes and stuff. It's like, I can't eat right now, Mom. I'm running late. And you just grab a piece of toast and you kiss your mom and you leave. And all this like fresh squeezed orange juice and cooked eggs and the sausage, it's all just sitting there, and you leave with a piece of toast in your mouth. Horrendous. You should be ashamed.
Although I will say, most of the ones I've seen had like jam on them, like this one. So I feel like that's kind of nice at least. At least it's not just a plain piece of toast.
It's not you eating toast with jam that is a food crime. It's the almost ubiquitous fact that you're missing out on other food
Yeah,
by doing that.
that's fair. Lord of the Rings is next.
This is the I'm gonna look it up so I pronounce it correctly. Lembas bread, or however they pronounce it, a lembas bread. One small bite will fill the stomach of a grown man, per the books. Legolas gives it to the hobbits when they're complaining about second breakfast. It is live action, just like Buddy the Elf. And she was like, oh, well, it's probably not that good. It just looks like some plain bread. Well, the hobbits ate like 3 or 4 of these each.
Just because they eat a ton.
Things. Right,
I don't think it means it's good.
Well, if it wasn't very good, they wouldn't have eaten very much, because they obviously weren't that hungry after eating some. I feel like you could squeeze this one in mid, TBH.
Well, I was going to put it in mid, yeah.
Above
or maybe
Naruto's
missing
standard
something.
breakfast. This is an easy one. The disgusting bugs that they eat in The Lion King. Do I really need to talk about this? I'd rather starve than eat bugs, okay? I will not live in the pod. I will not eat the bugs.
Yeah,
I'd rather starve.
Next we got Rocky Balboa.
5 raw eggs every morning. This man wakes up.
I would rather starve, but
He
also
wakes
kind
up
of a food crime.
at the crack of dawn, and he puts like 5 raw eggs in a blender, probably with some whey protein or something, and then he goes and he runs, and he fights, and he wins, and he gets shredded. I do agree that that does not taste good. It couldn't possibly taste good. But I wouldn't rather starve.
Really?
No, because that's great protein. That's
I
great
want you
for
to
a
eat
workout.
a raw egg right now.
I will literally.
Do it. Oh no.
I'm gonna put some milk with it, but I've done this before.
A real breakfast hours. We're about to see something incredible. Yeah, show the camera what you're about to do.
It's stuck.
Big boys. Oh my god.
Cheers. Delicious.
There's no way that's delicious.
No, it's fine.
What does it taste like?
Well, mostly like milk,
Oh.
but
Okay.
it's really not that bad.
Well, what tier do you want to put it in then, since you did that?
It could not possibly be as gross as I'd rather starve. Just put it at the bottom of mid-TBH.
Okay.
Let me wash it down with a bit more milk and I'll put these eggs away. I'm telling you, when I was in high school and I was in the football team trying to get big and stuff, I put on so much weight. And sometimes on the weekend, sometimes I would eat a few raw eggs with some protein in the blender. I feel like you're just thinking about something.
Just think about what I just witnessed.
Raw testosterone.
Okay. Well, next is the breakfast from Mulan, which is pretty simple. It's just, I guess it's called congee, if that's how you pronounce it.
It's like some sticky rice with eggs and bacon.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a rice porridge thing.
Yeah,
But
it's like grits almost.
I feel like that's pretty good.
I agree. Put this in pretty good, probably above the sugar bombs.
Yeah. I might put it above the thing, but what do you think?
No, because the omelet has more going on, like the chili and stuff.
Right, but I don't like the stuff that's
Yeah,
going
but
on
I
with
do.
it. Well, just know that I would put the congee above that. Now next, we have the Proud family.
He's just eating some good old chicken and waffles. I love chicken and waffles. That is a perfect breakfast. Like, it's just a good, simple breakfast, and it's so good.
I feel like I'd put it in pretty good, like top of pretty good.
Like, I'd rather have this than the bacon pancakes.
Yeah.
Then we can put it right there at the top of pretty good, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay. Now this is epic. So this is the breakfast from Howl's Moving Castle, which like a few people recommended, and someone just recommended Anything Studio Ghibli. This man is effing this, or like he's eating it up.
Looks like he's got, what is that, maybe some tea or tomato soup? Something, some kind of...
Yeah, I literally don't know what that is, but he's got bacon, he's got eggs, there's stuff under the eggs.
I think it's beans.
Oh, that's weird. He's got
British
bread.
people eat a lot of beans.
He's got bread, there was like cheese on the side. It just looks so good.
Yeah, it looks like it's been cooked well, and I think that's probably tomato soup he has there. Some red liquid in a bowl.
So weird.
I mean, the only red liquids I can think of are like tea and tomato soup, right? And you don't put tea in a bowl like that.
I feel like probably because I think they like all cook the breakfast, so there's probably at some point it's mentioned, but I haven't seen it in like a long time. So, anyways, it to me, perfect breakfast.
Yeah, no, I agree.
It's simple. I would put it above the omelet. He's got more stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. Top of perfect breakfast.
That's like
breakfast.
everything on. Well, maybe not everything because some got like pancakes or anything, but pretty much everything that you would want in a breakfast.
Yeah, if you could just slap like one waffle with that.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Oh, we're gonna need a new tier.
We're gonna need to rename S tier to like
solving world.
Yeah, like world hunger tier. This is the absolute Chad Gaston and his 5 dozen eggs. He is single-handedly supporting the egg industry in his village. This man is a hero. You talk about Rocky Balboa. I bet you Gaston eats the eggs raw. I'm pretty sure he does in that scene.
He does, but he's eating like the freaking
The shell
shells
too. That's good protein, baby.
That's that fiber.
Yeah. And if it's good enough for Rocky and it's good enough for Gaston, it's good enough for me, Michaela. Look at those guys. They're shredded.
Yeah.
Easiest S tier of my life.
So, 5 dozen eggs surely could solve problem.
Yeah.
Um,
God, so much to say about Gaston's breakfast. There's a dozen eggs in the excellent omelet. I wonder if it would be easier to eat that omelet or Gaston's 5 dozen eggs, because there's like half a gallon of chili and stuff with the excellent omelet and all the fruit. I don't know. It'd be a hard comparison.
For sure. The next one is the breakfast that Fiona makes in Shrek, but actually it looks pretty tame. I think it's literally just
a couple
eggs.
Yeah,
So-
that she poached from a nest of a bird that she exploded by mistake.
I feel like I just put this in mid.
No,
Maybe
maybe
missing
missing something. I don't think it, like, they're just eggs, there's nothing wrong with that, but it is missing something. There's no orange juice, there's no coffee, there's no meat, there's no toast.
Yeah.
Just missing something.
Oh, okay. The next one is another Studio Ghibli movie. It's Kiki's Delivery Service, which is my favorite one.
It's like she's got some sausage, tomatoes, that's probably an omelet.
Yeah.
Or maybe, you know what, I think it's a pancake.
Oh, maybe.
And some
she
bread
put some
and coffee.
bread.
She's got coffee too.
Coffee, yep. I think
That's a good breakfast.
that's a good breakfast. I would put it in either, like, top of pretty good or, like, somewhere in perfect.
I'd probably put it right below the chicken and waffles.
Below the chicken and waffles? All he has is chicken and waffles. She's got, like...
She's got one pancake, some sausage, bread, and tomatoes.
Oh. I didn't know why I thought it was an omelet, but yeah, I guess it is a pancake.
Because it's got the
Wait,
butter on
wait,
the top.
I want to see this man eating. He's licking it, though.
And she's also got some milk and some coffee.
Okay, well... Below chicken and waffles?
He doesn't have coffee or orange juice.
Yeah, so
It's debatable for me, but they're like right in the same zone.
I'm putting her there. Because I also love Kiki, so... And then the last one is from Steven Universe. It is the Together Breakfast. This one also has the ingredients if you look up on the thing.
I've never watched any Steven Universe. Only enough to know that I wouldn't like it. Waffles, whipped cream, excuse me, the ads are moving the
dang.
page. Waffles, whipped cream, popcorn, maple syrup, and a strawberry.
The popcorn's a
Excluding the
weird
popcorn.
addition, but honestly, the rest of it is like pretty normal and sounds good.
I would probably put it in missing something.
What is it missing?
Well, it's for actually the opposite reason. Not that it's missing something, but that it has one thing in it that I don't like.
No, I feel like just put it at the bottom of pretty good because it's not missing anything.
I guess
Like
that's
he's
fine.
got a good amount of. Honestly, I guess that's maple syrup. It looks kind of like chocolate syrup, but like I feel like that's a good one. It's just a little bit weird because of the popcorn, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that. It's like when you get the popcorn balls for Christmas. I never really cared for those. I love popcorn, but not like that.
Yeah, I'll just eat around it.
Yeah.
So here's our animated breakfast tier list.
Definitive.
Definitive. If you have any recommendations, definitely, or for breakfast that we missed, perhaps, let us know. Maybe we can add them another time, or just briefly go over them,
Yeah, we would love to.
or tell you what we would think it would be in the comments. Whatever.
Not only do we want you to submit your breakfast, but it would be fun if you could find a fictional breakfast you can submit and we could rate it.
Yeah.
Let's see. What's a fun, potentially divisive question I can ask?
I don't know, but let me get my. We had a good turnout of answers for the poll. I don't think I can see like what it was anymore, but it turned out the last I had seen, it was like 67% to 33% yes for this.
For
like,
pineapple on pizza?
yeah, so glad to see most people were winning, or most people were correct in their assumptions, or their correct in their beliefs, let's say. Because if you don't think pineapple belongs on pizza, you're crazy. I mean, The base of a pizza is literally tomato. That's a fruit, technically. I know it's more of a vegetable in flavor, but like either way, a pizza is usually kind of like savory, salty, and you add the sweetness. It's a good kick. And pineapple is not too sweet of a fruit, so it adds layers, you know?
Like an onion. Or an ogre. Or a parfait.
Parfaits! Oh,
Parfaits are a great breakfast. McDonald's used to have breakfast
they
parfaits.
did used to have.
I don't know if they carry them
I
anymore,
don't think they do.
but they were pretty good.
Yeah.
I wasn't really a guy who put a little granola on them, but sometimes.
I don't actually like yogurt, so.
And I let her help me make a breakfast tier list. That's why the excellent one went in pretty good. Now here's a question for you and all the other members of our audience. Superman or Batman?
Oh, I get to pick?
Yes, you do.
Definitive.
That's a good answer. I agree. Some people not so much. How do you guys feel? Superman or Batman? Good choice.
Let us know in the comments below.
I don't want to hear anybody saying, "Oh, in what regard? Better character? Who'd win in a fight?" I don't know. I don't care.
Actually, the answer
one.
for both is Superman, so there you go.
True. It's true. I happen to be a fairly big Batman fan, but you can't go wrong with the boy in blue.
I'm actually a Batman hater.
Despicable. We don't have time to unpack all of that. Vote in the comments. Send us your breakfast and subscribe.
Yeah, comment, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.